In Vedic psychology, we make a distinction between two words commonly that are conflated: jealousy and envy. In modern vernacular, the word envy has lost its traditional integrity because envy and jealousy are in fact two separate states. If I see somebody who lives in an enviable home, then it's not that I am jealous that they live in the enviable home. It is that is a standard to which I could aspire that inspires envy in me. In Vedic psychology, we do not regard envy as a destructive status. We see something that we would prefer to have, something exemplary happening, enviable behavior, enviable design, enviable taste, enviable health, enviable whatever it may be that's enviable, and it gives us a standard to which we can aspire. I want to be like that. This is envy. Then there is the thing where envy goes wrong, jealousy. And in jealousy, I don't want to have that. I want to stay the way I am, and I want that person not to have what they're having. I want them not to have it. I am jealous of their wonderful taste compared with my relatively, what I'm considering to be poor taste. And it's making me feel belittled that I feel this way. So the solution is let them not have that great taste. Let their taste come back down to my level so there's not an unfavorable comparison point anymore. This is jealousy. I want you to lose what you have so that I don't have to rise to any other level. And so jealousy bears with it a wish that's, very unfortunate. A wish that someone who's having an experience that is better than what you deem you're experiencing, for them not to have it. I don't want them to have it. And I would feel satisfied if somehow they were forced to come back down to my level. I'd feel satisfied. This is very perverse and very destructive. And first of all, just talking about it like this is part of the cure. Just talking about it like this. Jealousy is destructive for a reason other than wishing ill upon others, because jealousy always involves wishing ill upon others. Wanting somebody to lose what they have so that they no longer have anything that is making me feel as though I received short shrift, or making me feel as though, I don't have something. And, it's always not just destructive in that way. It's destructive because of its implicit self-assessment. My potential, my opportunities are grossly limited. And, I only have, I'm now limited in what I can experience, particularly now that I have a comparison point. Somebody's experiencing something better than me, and I don't have anything. I've nothing. And so then one is left in a bitter state thinking, it's not fair. It's not fair that they have something and I have nothing, so I want them to stop having the thing. This is the next conclusion in jealousy. The cure for jealousy, of course, is to realize that you are totality. In Vedic meditation, we have an experience of going beyond thought and experiencing oneness with the unified field of consciousness, the home of all the laws of nature, the home of creative intelligence, the field of infinite potentiality. I go beyond thought and I experience oneness with that. This is my inner nature. Infinite potentiality, the source of everything, the home of all creative intelligence, the home of all the laws of nature. One's not thinking these words. These words are descriptive of the deepest consciousness state, which is already there in every human. It's already there. Vedic meditation takes us away from the place where that's not so evident and gives us the experience of the place where that unified field of consciousness is evident. It reveals it. And so this revelation of your own true inner nature, and then regular identification with that, when you come out from that state and you discover that some individual of the world around you is having an experience that you've not yet had, then jealousy begins to soften into envy. An enviable experience, huh? Well, let me organize that experience for something better. I also have infinite potential. I have capacity to have any level of experience imaginable or perhaps even beyond conception. Why? I am totality. In Sanskrit, we have a phrase for I am totality. It's one of 4 great phrases, but the other 3 are vassal to this one, the one principal phrase. These 4 great phrases, we call them the char. Char means 4 in Sanskrit. The char, mahavakyas. Maha, great. Vakya, speech, administered speech. The 4 mahavakyas. And there are 3 of them, like tatvamasi and so on, that are subordinate to the principal one out of which they all come. And the principal one is, I am totality. Not that you're thinking that, hoping that that'll occur. You're thinking it as a reminder of what you experienced in Vedic meditation. You're thinking it as a reminder. As a reminder. Supposing you are employed by a trillionaire. There aren't any trillionaires yet, but someday somebody will be watching this and saying there's 15 of them now. Somebody with 1,000 billion plus of net worth. And you're in the employ of a trillionaire, and they make you the chief executive of their, whatever it is, their foundation. And they say to you, remember, you have infinite resources on which to draw. Whatever happens out there, you have infinite. So then you find that, you go somewhere and there's somebody out there eating a vanilla ice cream. And you think, I'd like a vanilla ice cream. And maybe because of habit, you're thinking, I don't know. Vanilla ice creams can be pretty expensive and I have to pay my rent. But hang on, I remember. You have infinite resources. That's what my new employer just said to me. Let me check on my iPhone and see. Oh, yeah, I do. I have infinite resources. I can have a vanilla ice cream, too. In fact, I can have anything I want. Then suddenly you're not like, oh, vanilla ice cream. Oh, that's a pinch because I would have loved to have had that. Now somebody else is having it. And, why do I have to see somebody else having a vanilla ice cream when I want a vanilla ice cream and I can't get one? No, you have this reminder, aham brahmasmi, I'm totality. Aham brahmasmi, it doesn't create the totality state. Aham brahmasmi is a reminder of what you experience directly in Vedic meditation. You experience that vast unboundedness. And then when you come out, as a little reminder of what that was all about, I am totality. Yep. That's what I experienced. That's what I am deep inside. I am totality can't get jealous. It just can't get jealous. Or if it does have a moment of, forgetting and going back to the old days when you couldn't afford an ice cream. If it happens somehow to fall back into that, no longer relevant assessment of self-capability, then you can kind of shake that off and say, oh, come on. Aham brahmasmi. I'm totality. I'm totality. Now, sitting around thinking to yourself, I'm totality, aham brahmasmi, but you don't practice Vedic meditation, waste of time. It's just flowery words. Yastana Veda Kimritya Karishyati. This is one of the sayings from the first circle, mandala, the first wheel of Rig Veda, of the Vedic literature. Richo akshare parame vyoman yasmin deva devishve nishedu. All knowledge is embedded, knowledge of totality consciousness included. All knowledge is embedded in your own deep inner consciousness state. Yasmin deva devishve nishedu. Then this is also the place where all the universal qualities, personified qualities, reside in your deep inner consciousness state. Yastana Veda Kim Mirchya Karishyati. Someone who doesn't have access through meditation, doesn't have access to the unbounded unified field of consciousness, thinking these words is just flowery words. It has no meaning. Yaita dvidusta ime samatate. Someone who is experiencing the unbounded field has complete balance in life. So balance is a product, not of thinking about balance, or the being invulnerable to experiences of jealousy is not a product of thinking about I am totality. I am totality, aham brahmasmi. A mahavakya, the greatest of the mahavakyas, is an expression, a reminder. Oh, come on, I forgot. That's right, I have infinite resources. I'll have 10 of those ice creams. So one doesn't have to bother with jealousy. Jealousy, what is that? How can totality get jealous of anything? Totality can't be jealous. So, we need to stop being the thing that can be jealous, that wishes ill on others and wishes that others didn't have what they have because, I've made the erroneous assumption that that makes me feel small. You can only feel small if you are small. Stop being small. Awaken your vast inner consciousness state. Jai Gurudev.